We're going to be getting on right on into the finals. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be a Terran versus Zerg, SuperNova versus Solar. A best of 7 spawning down the bottom right-hand side of the map, playing for Team Root. It is SuperNova. Moving out with an SCV already. I wondered if it would be something like this. And his opponent spawned up in the top left-hand side of the map. It is Splice Solar. 3-0'd special. Will he be able to bring down SuperNova? SuperNova going for a proxy double racks, it looks like. It's a longer series, so not too surprised to see one of these coming on out. Thanks to everyone for tuning on into this Afreeca world, though. It's great to be back, and it's possible to have a repeat champion or a returning champion, as both these guys have had the crown at different times. Solar, arguably the favorite. I'm interested to see what SuperNova can do. He's going for a proxy 2 racks. It's a bit further away than some players may do. Some players may be very bold and put it out here, but we'll see if Solar opts to scout. Now, Solar is hard countering this, though. He's going for a pool first. Maybe a little bit worried about what SuperNova is going to do. But, yeah, Solar hard countering this by going for that pool first. Now, SuperNova is going to be in trouble. We'll see how he's going to deal with this. And he actually has a misrallied SCV there. It's just sitting on one of his others. And he still hasn't fixed it. Oh, no. So that's a bit of a blow to his economy there, unfortunately, for SuperNova. A bit of a mistake. Starting an orbital back at home, but he's going to be producing these Marines. However, Solar is already producing these Zerglings here. And SuperNova is going to come in and see this. And then we'll see if he cancels the bunker, because the Lings will definitely get on top of it. So he may want to hide it, but it's too late for that now. So SuperNova cat's out of the bag on this one. SCVs are going to make a run for it. Bunker is going to be canceled. SuperNova just going to have to pull these Marines back. Maybe pool up till he has enough to fight them. 3 Marines are going to be here. With these Marines supporting them, or with these SCVs supporting them, SuperNova may be able to make a push happen. Now we'll see, is likely going to be going double gas back at home to follow this up. No, just 1 gas. We'll see if he goes for a CC here. And he is banking up a fair bit, so that's certainly a possibility. He's got 3 SCVs with this now. A bunker's going to be going up, and they actually do get in range here. So 3 Marines here. There's going to be 4, and this could actually be enough. However, Solar's actually got a flank planned here. So SuperNova is forced to retreat. However, the Marines are still alive. One of them does get focused down by that Queen. Nicely done by Solar. And this could honestly just be GG, as Solar has basically held this rush. No one would blame SuperNova if he tapped out right now. He's still producing Marines. He may try to go once again if he can build up enough. A Spine is moving down, though. And that's probably just too much here. A CC on the low ground. SuperNova trying to poke and prod, but the Queens and the Spine are going to prevent that from happening. Marines still just continuously being produced. He's got the 1 gas back at home, but not really enough. The barracks are going to start flying back, but SuperNova in a very rough situation at this point in the game. Ling speed is on the way, but it's not done yet, so SuperNova will be able to get up a bunker at the front of his base before those Lings get over there. There's quite a few Lings for Solar, by the way. He may just be going for a bust. Factory on the way. There is 6 Marines. There'll be a bunker too. Or 7 Marines, pardon me. Lings are now flooding across the map, though. How many Lings is there for Solar? 24, and once there's speed, this could honestly just be enough to end the game right now. And I think SuperNova is going to be in quite a rough spot right now. He sees these Lings, so he knows that he can pull an SCV here. Or an SCV or 2 to repair. We'll see if he starts to cycle him back at home. SuperNova knows he's going to be in trouble right now. We'll see if he pulls an SCV to repair. I think that this is just going to be enough Lings to break it. Depot gets raised. Hellion's going to be on the way, but there's just too much for Solar. SuperNova flying that CC over. He doesn't really have any production, though. Solar's just going to drone up back at home. He's still alive, though. He lost all those Marines. If he maybe had thought to pull an SCV or 2, still could have made a big difference. A Hellion's out. Solar going into a lair. Could possibly be 2 base Muta. 3rd base. There's a barracks there, but nothing actually built. And Solar did commit a lot to those Zerglings, though. So SuperNova, not in the worst situation in the world. Not in a great one, but not in the worst situation in the world. Now the question is, what will the lair for Solar be used for? He's starting up more gases. 3 gases. It could be for a Roach Warren. SuperNova trying to land that barracks. And he actually does get it down. Another gas on the way, so this very well could be for a Spire out of Solar. SuperNova, what tech of choice is he going to go for? Looks like it could be a Cloaked Banshee or something, which is unfortunate as Spire is a pretty hard counter to that. Viking's going to shoo away this Overlord. SuperNova's seen there's no third base yet, so he's going to know that something of this sort's going to be on the way. Hellions are out, however there's only 2, which isn't really enough to push this back. Zergling's going to be going for a bit of a run by, it looks like. Third base still not up. SuperNova does see that there's no third base. He's just got to be aware that he's going to need some anti-air of some sort because his Spire's halfway done. He's got a third CC on the way as well, so he's not going to be in the worst economic situation. But he is going to need something, whether it be Cyclones and missile turrets or more Vikings, even just Marines. SuperNova has literally 0 anti-air right now. He's starting an engineering bay. Banshee gives itself away seeing that Zergling. Third base, SuperNova gonna maybe lift that barracks. Nah, not gonna bother. Viking gonna get in there. Well, let's see the lair though. No, it just kills off an Overlord. SuperNova, no anti-air on the way. Maybe he's gonna go for a Thor. A Thor and some missile turrets if he swaps this over. I think that's probably gonna be his best bet. I think he may have identified the fact that it's going to be Mutas. He hasn't seen the Spire yet, but he's got a good game sense here. You see in the late third base, and yes, he is going to swap that, so it is going to be a Thor to defend this. And that will pop out later, but it's just the build time for one Thor, so SuperNova should be able to hang on here. Maybe he'll make 2 Vikings as well to help support. There's 1 Viking, and he's got the other one somewhere. Or no, the other one must have died. But SuperNova, he's turning this into a macro game. Solar committing to this heavy Spire and then not really having much of a follow-up could come back to sort of bite him. Once this Thor is out, that and the Vikings should be able to deal with these Mutas with relative ease, or just enough to zone them out anyway. SuperNova will have to repair this missile turret. He's going to take some losses. The question is, will it be too much losses? Vikings moving out. Needs to be careful there. 2 Vikings now. And the Thor. Another Thor on the way. Factories on the way. More of those is important. We'll see if Solar's going to hit a big roach attack or something along those lines. SuperNova did get cloaked for this Banshee, so maybe should be out on the map trying to get something done with that. The Thor's in position. Solar's Mutas are not getting too much done, and that was a big investment. So SuperNova, he doesn't have a third base up just yet, but he's getting up his production now, and he will be able to fly it over eventually. So he's playing a good game from behind. I mean, keep in mind, this was with a failed Proxy 2 Rax. Muta's coming in. There's a missile turret in position, though. SCV gets picked off. Another one sent out. It's a sad life as an SCV. You watch your comrade get murdered, and you think, right, I gotta go do his job now. SuperNova gonna pick off those rocks, prevent any sort of run-bys from that direction. He's now moving to take a third base. This main's gonna be a little exposed, but Solar's not committing to more of that air unit. He's gonna be going for roaches and ravagers, which is a little terrifying. However, there's a cloaked Banshee with this. There is an Overseer, though. A lot of Ravagers are coming out of Solar, though. He's going to be going for Roke, it looks like. SuperNova, he's going to have out a Siege Tank or 2. Will he set it up in time, in position? No, it's not joining the fight. This is a little concerning that SuperNova is not aware of this. SuperNova, the attack's coming in. He's going to need to pull SCVs immediately for this. He's going to need to pull back, and he's doing just that. He's going to lift the CC, pull the SCVs back. Sets up the 2 Siege Tanks. Now, this is a very good situation here. However, a lot of Zerglings are coming in from around. Thors are firing on the Mutalisks, but those are now gone. Banshee dealing out damage. However, I think it's just going to be too much for Solar. SuperNova tried to come from behind in this game. He's landing the Vikings, but there's nothing to deal with the Mutas. GG gets called. Solar takes the first map in the series. The second map, hold on, let me change this. The second map is going to be Lost and Found. Now that was SuperNova's map pick, so that could have been his choice. Thanks to everyone for tuning in to this Afreeca world, by the way. Okay, we'll get these guys into this lobby and then get right into it. Now that was SuperNova's map pick. So we'll see, like, what's the plan in these other games. I wasn't surprised to see a proxy racks. I mean, it's a long series. The players might honestly just want to get it over with. That's not right. That shouldn't be up there. You belong there. Apparently I clicked the wrong thing. There we are. Okay. Looks like both these guys are ready. Terran versus Zerg. Solar. Already on course to reclaim, well, not reclaim, to keep his title, I guess, for lack of better words. But we're moving on into it. The next map, those fireworks going off once again. It's a best of 7. Currently up, 1-0, spawning down the bottom left-hand side of the map. It is Splice Solar. And his opponent spawning up the top right-hand side of the map. It is Root SuperNova. So both these guys on quite well-established teams. Always good to see. And now, no proxy this game. SuperNova's done a lot of proxies. I doubt we'll see we'll maybe see it once more in this series, if I had to guess. Depending on how long it goes. But, Solar. He's sort of hard-countered on Catalyst. Good call with that. This time he's going back to the normal stuff. SuperNova got that gas on the way, so standard stuff coming out of these guys now. So not much to talk about on that front just yet till we see what they're going for. So I am going to read a bit of chat and see what's going on with you guys. There is a lot of chat to go through. Oh my. Cattle Cruiser. Saw you cheering for Special earlier. That's changed, apparently. Cheer for whoever bests him. SuperNova going for that Expo. Reaper on the way. Overlord's moving out. Let's see what we got going on. Marine follow-up from SuperNova. Helpful to zone out that Overlord, I suppose. We'll likely see the Hellion stuff. Hellion's pretty common lately. Unless it's a 2-on-1, Hellions are common. Reaper jumping into the main base. We'll see if he's able to snipe a drone. That would be very nice for SuperNova. Solar, a very good player, though, manages to save it. Some Terrans decide to just poke at the front. SuperNova hope to get a drone there, but Solar, too good, manages to keep it alive. Now SuperNova going to be poking into the natural base. Sees the third base. Solar, I assume Lakes just wants to play the same style. Okay, Ghost Academy on the way for SuperNova. It's either he's going for style points, but I did hear that some players were making ghosts earlier on. So is it going to be Ghost Hellbat? It's going to be that Ghost Hellbat timing, isn't it? That's the only thing I can imagine. We'll likely, I doubt we'll even see Cloak out of this. We'll just see Ghosts start building. That Marine's going to be very important for zoning for SuperNova. Going to want to make sure that Overlord doesn't get in there. Hellions are on the way. A Ghost has now been started. Now this build actually has worked in a fair few pro games. Now the question is, will it work versus Solar? I guarantee you, a build like this, while it's not common, he's encountered it once or twice. That Overlord's moving north. It's going for a cheeky scout. SuperNova starting up more of those ghosts. Gonna need to start a supply depot. He's already got one on the way. So it's gonna be that ghost Hellbat. Now SuperNova not having his Marines scouting out for this is actually a bit of a blunder, because it's gonna get in here and it's gonna see this. And this is exactly the sort of thing Solar was looking for. And simply by Solar getting this information, he knows exactly. Oh, and he does see the Ghost Academy. It was close, but yeah, he sees it. He sees the armor. He has the Roach Warren already on the way. So now we'll see. The Ghosts are used to snipe the Roaches or to snipe the Queens. Looks like Solar may be electing to go for a counterattack to deal with this. That's a very Solar play. SuperNova, he has the wall down though, and it's not actually a complete wall, so this is a bit concerning. Solar or SuperNova, we need a full wall. Solar though actually looks like he's going to be electing. The Lings get scouted though by this Hellion, which is very important. An attempted surround here. Ghosts are coming in. They'll be able to snipe one or two of these Queens. Snipes go down. Those Queens pop immediately. However, there's simply too much here for Solar. He scouted this and he knows what he needed to cut. A snipe going down on a Roach or two, but there's just too much. Solar dealing with this and shutting it down. If all the Lings go down, the Ghosts may be able to escape. And it looks like they will. However, a potential counterattack from Solar is going to be pretty big. Ravagers get started. SuperNova might have even seen those. But he knows he's going to be in trouble. He's got 2 bunkers on the way, which is very important already. He's got a siege tank out. Now, that's a big deal. And the fact that he's already got a 3rd is also very important. SuperNova, the siege tank is revealed, so we'll see if Solar commits here. Now, Solar's on a very low drone count. Those fireworks going off at such a serious moment. This wall's solid. Ravager gets sniped. That's nice for SuperNova, getting some utility out of those ghosts. That Reaper going to be able to use a grenade to buy some time. Now, SCVs are already pulled. I was just about to say, where are those SCVs at? Here they are. SuperNova's going to try and hold on here. SCVs have been pulled into this. Another tank comes down. That's a very big deal. A snipe goes down on a Ravager, and so far, SuperNova has held this fantastically. And this was quite a commitment for Solar. 7 SCVs go down. That's completely acceptable losses. A mech follow-up is on the way here. Solar really just getting whatever he can at this point, but that is not much. And you may think, well, SuperNova's down on workers and Solar's got a 3rd base. Solar has no tech. His lair is on the way, but it's later. He's got his Evos just on the way. Now SuperNova's already got +1 attack almost done. And this is a meching Terran, so SuperNova could be getting set up very strong. So that build, while not getting the damage done that it needed, Solar definitely overreacted to counter. And SuperNova just read into that perfectly, realizing that that big counter was happening. Now we've got a 2nd armory on the way for SuperNova. So he's going to be going into those upgrades, and then we'll see where this is going to go from there. He's getting up a starport too. He's getting set up very well. He's got a good chunk of Marines here. And he's even got a 4th command. I did not see SuperNova get a 4th. Oh my. So SuperNova's already on 4 bases, so he's in a fantastic spot. More Roaches are on the way for Solar, so it's possible he'll go for a big bust. And even though SuperNova held the first attack and he's set up rather comfortably, players can still lose games in situations like this. Simply just to a big attack like this. The 4th base is turning into a planetary, though. SuperNova has a decent amount of buffer as well. And he's just, well, he's producing tanks and Thors. As long as he's producing, he should be in a decent spot. A barracks is floating out as well to scout out. I definitely like this. Now, this 4th base is going to be under attack. It's just a small army, though. As Solar has gone into his own 4th. He's making Swarm Host. Okay, I like this from Solar. Siege tanks are actually going to get caught by these Zerglings here. SCVs come to try and defend it. The tank goes down, but a fair few Lings were lost for that, so not the worst thing in the world for SuperNova. Yeah, it's an unfortunate loss, but it's not a huge deal. Now, these Roaches and Ravagers are going to buy time, but 13 Swarm Host are... Swarm Host are pretty cheap units for Zerg here, and this could actually be absolutely massive because they put out so much damage, and they just destroy Terrans before they get fully set up. SuperNova does have a decent Hellbat count, but he's getting up more production, which he definitely needs if he's going to go toe-to-toe with this. I think Thor Hellbat's probably the best choice when he's facing this composition, and he's making pretty much just that, which is very nice to see. Now, Locust Wave is already out. I don't know if that was premature from Solar or what. SuperNova scans and he sees the Locust. That's a huge deal. Locusts are going to land, but they won't get too much. SuperNova now aware of this, though. And SuperNova could just go for a big push. I mean, there's 21 roaches, but there's 2 Thors, there's tanks. There's not quite enough for SuperNova just yet if he holds on another minute or 2. These Swarm Hosts are the concern, though. Snipe goes down, that Ghost helping punish Solar for poking. Now, this is Roach Ravager here. A Snipe's going to go down. Another Ravager. This Ghost. How many kills does it have? 12 kills. Some of those Snipes are high-value Snipes, too. Okay, this is very worrisome for SuperNova. Solar's coming in with these Locusts. They may just right-click on the Planetary Fortress. SCVs need to be pulled on this yesterday, but it's too little, too late. SuperNova, is he going to hold on to it? It's going to be so close. The Planetary, will it survive? I think it will. That was so close. SuperNova waiting till the last possible minute. I mean, that was worrisome there. You cannot, you cannot mess around with being late for pulls on that. Because if Solar attacks this Planetary like he did, SuperNova didn't take that much damage from that. Because really, Solar, the Locusts, they didn't kill SCVs, they were just clicked on the Planetary. Another Locust Wave is now going out for Solar here. He's going to be diving on in, SuperNova. He's aware that this is incoming, though. And Solar's actually going to be going for a double attack here. The Hellbats are going to help out tremendously, though. They're going to chew through the Locusts. The Planetary is now standing strong. Siege Tank's getting set up, and Solar's attacking into this, and I don't think he's going to be able to break it. And this is going to be a fantastic fight for SuperNova. The Thors are dealing out so much damage to the tanks in the back, and Solar just bled off a lot of units, and he's remaxing, but SuperNova's standing strong still, and as SuperNova gets closer to max, this is going to become very worrisome for Solar. The Swarm Hosts are always a threat, and SuperNova needs to be sort of on top of that. Does he have Infernal Pre-Igniter? He does have that. So it would be good to see a few Hellions just poking out here. SuperNova, he's got to defend. SCV's pre-pulled once again. Planetary's going to stand strong. It looks like, no, there's actually too many this time, and it goes down even with the pre-pull. Solar targeting that down right away. So that's a big blow to SuperNova, and I think we're going to see SuperNova go all in here. There's not much you can do when you're being whittled down by Swarm Hosts except attack, and it may actually work in this situation. There's Hydras out, however, these are squishy Hydras. This is a strong mech army. It's got +2 attack. SuperNova's just going to have to edge forward with his tanks. And there's not too much here for Solar. The Swarm Hosts are going to have to come in and help with this. Now the question is, will SuperNova be caught out by this Locust Wave? He's got another 4th base on the way. However, this is not a good situation because he has been getting whittled down, so he needs something. He needs a play. The Swarm Hosts are actually going to get caught here. This is a big deal. The tanks are getting set up. Hellbats are coming on in. A few units are going to go down to this, though, and that's any value that Solar is getting is huge. These Swarm Hosts have already paid for themselves. Those tanks, not getting too much done there. SuperNova going to continuously push forward. He's not that far behind on army supply, however, Solar's upgrades are now technically caught up here. A Ghost is coming forward. It's going to snipe off one of those muffins there. Siege tanks are getting set up. This is a decent spot for SuperNova, however, the question is, does he just have enough? Solar's definitely going to come in from 2 angles. Okay, there's Vipers. I did not see these. These tanks dealing a lot of damage to the Blinding Clouds, maybe just a little bit too late there. And Solar, I don't know if he's going to shred through this. SuperNova's pushing forward with this strong mech attack. The Blinding Clouds went down. There's a few more Blinding Clouds, though. But SuperNova, he's moving forward right now. These original Marines are even helping out, too. Medivacs as well to heal up these Hellbats. This is nice to see. SuperNova's going to kill off this base, and that's a nice victory for him. Tanks are set up with a decent spread this time. Abduct's going down. Locust Wave from the north, though, is absolutely going to be huge here. Thor's coming back to help defend, but Solar may have just had the right move there. Fighting the right units with the right units there. SuperNova's pushed back. He didn't even get the base there, so that's a massive blow to him there. He's getting up his 4th base once again. However, he's going to be in trouble. I wouldn't be surprised if these Thors looped down for more harassment. But does SuperNova know that base is there, though? No, he doesn't. So this is worrisome. That was pretty much all or nothing for SuperNova. He's in a spot of bother. Like, that was looking like it could have worked, but not having anything to defend those tanks, he needed to be thinking, where are those Swarm Hosts? And Solar, he found the magic angle and it worked out for him. Now SuperNova is going to have to defend this base, but He's going to need some Hellbats or something at that fourth base if he wants to defend it. He's going for what looked to be some harassment, but this fourth base, okay, it's canceled. The planetary wasn't quite finished there. So that's a pretty big deal. Thor gets abducted, though. Blinding Clouds have gone down on this army. Solar not going to break it, but once again, he's whittling SuperNova down. SuperNova, though, he is still at a decent army supply, and he's got +3 attack for this mech army, so he's not out just yet. It's possible he'll be able to get a golden fight and be able to crush through Solar. However, his anti-air is limited. 4 Vikings and a Thor. He's going to need more. Is there the Greater Spire done? There is a Greater Spire, so that's a concern. Broodlords will be a massive threat here. So SuperNova going to need more anti-air. He's making a lot of siege tanks, but we need Thors here, SuperNova. Locust Wave incoming. Vikings working away on it. However, they're making just a beeline for these tanks. The tanks are possibly going to want to unsiege here. Yes, they do unsiege. Looks like 1 or 2 of them goes down, though. We need Thors out of SuperNova, though. He's not aware of these Broodlords wherever they're getting set up. He scans, but he hasn't seen the Corruptors. Solar doing this nice in the back. So SuperNova, he's going to push forward, but he's just going to get pushed back so hard here. The Vikings are there. There's actually not too many Corruptors, so it's possible they can help out with this. A scan sees the Broodlords, though. SuperNova, he knows he needs more Vikings, but he's going to go for the push anyway. The Vikings are moving forward, and he cannot afford to lose any of them at this situation. SuperNova, he's actually pulling back, tail between his legs, but this game isn't getting any better for him as he doesn't have a 5th base up. He's not setting up into that super late game army. He may just have to pull back and then just go for one final push when he's got a bit more anti-air with him. He's got so many siege tanks, which is good versus the ground army, but I don't know if it's just going to be enough. He's got 2 more Thors on the way. Those will be absolutely massive in dealing with these Broodlords, as Thors are very good versus Broodlords, but Queens are even in this army, so that's really going to hurt the Vikings' ability to deal with this. And there's even a Viper out too, but 7 Vikings, the count's getting higher. So it's not hopeless for SuperNova, but I think if SuperNova is going to play this game out longer... Okay, he's already started another CC. I was about to say, where's that 5th CC is? It's getting sort of now or never. A SuperNova, very wise, pulling back. This is quite a commitment for him to do this, but this is how he figures he's going to play it. He's waiting for more Thors, he's waiting for more anti-air, but he's actually maxed on supply right now. But he's caught these Broodlords out on position here. A lot more is coming in here, but I don't know if there's actually enough on the ground to deal with this. There's the 1 Thor, but it is getting focused down. More Thors are incoming. The Vikings have all gone down, though, and there's just literally just 1 Thor here. There's not enough on the ground. The Hydras and the Queens are all going to go down. There's just... These Broodlords are dealing damage versus this army, but not too much. SuperNova, I mean, he's going to deal with the ground, but it's that situation which he doesn't have enough in the air. SCV is giving these Hydras a hug. A Thor coming in too. So these Hydras are actually all going to be caught and killed. But there's nothing to answer for the Broodlords yet. There's that 1 Thor. It's going to need to be mass repaired. Corruptors going onto this command center. SuperNova keeping it alive though. That Thor needs to pull back. SuperNova needs to keep every Thor. This is a situation which if SuperNova does not get adequate anti-air, the game's just over. I mean, he's got this big ground army which buys time, but no, he's got to tap out anyway. He doesn't have enough. Solar takes the 2-0 lead. So very well played. SuperNova putting up a good fight, but Solar getting to that composition, making a good move. That one play in which he just got the Locust on top of those tanks at the top, that was the big thing. If SuperNova was sort of scouting that out, he might have unsieged the tanks and pulled back, but ultimately wasn't enough. The next map is going to be 16-bit here. It's another potential mech map from SuperNova, and I'm loving these longer games. Alrighty, so we're getting these guys into this Solar. He's set himself up good, but this is a best of 7, so he still needs to win 2 more maps. Gonna have a drink, gotta rest my voice for a long series like this. I'm not used to casting. Both these guys are ready, though. We're getting on into it. Thanks to everyone for tuning into this Afreeca world. Alrighty, we're getting on into it now. The 3rd match in this best of 7. I always get that backwards the first time. Spawning up in the top right-hand side. This man, currently in the lead, looking to keep his title. It is Splice Solar. And his opponent, spawning down the bottom left-hand side of the map, it is Root SuperNova. So we'll see. SuperNova's been putting up good games so far, but he still hasn't been able to win it. He was close in that one, and arguably if one or two things went different, he would have made it, but it just wasn't enough. I'm watching the game come through on the stream with the delay, and it's just... there's just too many Broodlords. I mean, SuperNova maybe could have held on, but if he pulled that Thor back, I think he had 2 or 3 Thors about to pop there. So maybe he could have held on, but with all those Corruptors, it was tough, because you can't really establish a Viking presence. Solar was really banking on that attack working, though, and it just barely did. And keep in mind, that game started with a Ghost Rush. Now we've got a standard game starting out here once again. Well, with SuperNova, it seems that anything goes for the time. He's playing really unorthodox strategies. Solar electing to take the outer base on 16-bit. That's sort of the, not the natural base, but the natural one for Zergs to take. I mean, it's got that creep spread easily, as it helps expand that out further. SuperNova back at home, standard stuff. Doesn't look like he's going to go for that safety marine this time. Or will he? Yeah, no safety marine. He's confident it's no sort of early pool from Solar. Terran can just get that full wall off anyway, as it is 16-bit. There's no danger to the command center. Reaper's going to be jumping on in. Reaper poking on in. Being very safe, though. Making sure Solar didn't take that outer third base, but he's actually gone into the natural, and stuff for SuperNova to confirm that happened. It's possible he can dive on in. Queen moving out, though. Gonna harass him. Hellions are on the way. SuperNova not likely gonna suicide the Reaper because you want it to go with the Hellions. Starport on the way, too. It could be a Hellion drop. Could be a Cloak Banshee or something like that, but with this Overlord sitting here, I don't know what SuperNova's gonna go for. Could be a fake out with a Cloak Banshee that'll cancel or something along those lines. It's tough to say. Or it could always be a Viking first. And it is a Viking. Reaper's trying to poke on in. We'll see. He's actually getting on in. There's no Lings to really deal with this. The first drone has fallen. We'll see how many more SuperNova's going to get. This is an early dive in, but we'll see. He only gets 2 drones, though. He could have gotten more, I feel, but his units got a little bit tied up there. He does get in there to scout. He sees the lair, which is pretty important here. And if that was 4 Hellions, I'd say no, that wasn't worth it, but he just committed 2. He's started to make a few more Hellions. But that was quite the commitment. Now we see the Roach Warren is out for Solar. Did SuperNova see that? Yes, he did. He's just wondering, is it going to be a Nidus? Roach Speed is on the way. Odd choice for Solar. It's possible that this will just be like a 40 drone Roach bust. No Nidus, or we could see a Nidus go up momentarily. This Viking's looking for any Overlords it can get. Overseer is out on the way. Solar didn't get a Nidus, did he? There's no Nidus, but he's going in with an Overseer. Is Solar thinking he made a Nidus or something? Because he's churning out the roaches hard, but no, he's droning up. Just the Overseer looked a little suspicious. It's like, oh, that's a Nidus Overseer, but there's no Nidus. Liberator range, advanced ballistics. Oh, I love this out of SuperNova. this is going to completely deny mining, and Solar's going to have roaches, so he'll be able to make Ravagers, but you have to make Ravagers to deal with this. And it looks like SuperNova is going to hit multiple locations with this. Where's that Viking at? It should be chasing down this Overseer. And there it is. It's on the way to kill that Overseer. Liberator's on the way out. Third base is on the way up. Solar's probably wishing he did a Nidus right now, seeing how little SuperNova has. SuperNova playing greedy, so far being unpunished though. Liberator coming on in, denying mining that Spore Crawler. Will it be in range? I think it will. SuperNova's going to have to back that up just an inch. Queen's in position, shooting away. It's going to start eating those Liberator shots though, and that Queen does get transfused, so it does get saved. SuperNova though is harassing this drone patch, so Solar cannot mine uncontested. Another Liberator coming in. Solar wasn't quite prepared to deal with this. This is actually a build I wonder why did it go out of fashion. Zerg still have a tough time dealing with this. Solar, we'll see what he's going to be going for. It looks like he's going for a Roach counterattack, but his mining is still being hampered here. You need to make 3 Ravagers if you want to deal with this. But so far, SuperNova needs to be prepared for this attack. He's got a Liberator on the ramp, and he knows this attack is incoming from the seam of things. He's got a Viking moving out. He definitely sees this now. That Liberator is going to back up, so it can't be so easily corrosive biled down. It's now getting set up on the ramp. These Ravagers are coming in. There's not too much else out for SuperNova. He's making a Banshee, which will help greatly. Viking making sure no Overseer is going to be getting the high ground, but here comes an Overseer, and there's actually going to be a Queens dropping in. This is actually so smart for Solar. 2 Cyclones are popping out, though. This is a big deal. Cyclones definitely help out in a situation like this. SCVs are going to need to be pulled immediately, though. Corrosive Bile and the Queens damage that down, but there's actually, now that the Queens are here, there's these Banshees actually need some help. If SuperNova focuses down the Queens, the Banshee can stay alive. However, that Banshee is going to need to be repaired. I don't know, this may just be too much Roach Ravager to actually deal with. SuperNova played it out so cleverly denying the mining, but it may just be too much from Solar here. The Starport going to go down. SuperNova's not making anything else, but he's got tons of money. He's starting up units sort of haphazardly. There's honestly just too much here for Solar. SuperNova down 70 army supply. And that 1 Cyclone, I don't think it's going to cut it. The Banshee actually went down too, so that is definitely a good game. Solar going to take a 3-0 lead in this series. SuperNova has been fighting hard, but he just wasn't quite prepared there. GG gets called. I feel like a good opening started in that game for SuperNova, but nah. Solar manages to just make the right call to power through, and now he's 1 map away from 4-0ing SuperNova. Next, and possibly the last map, is going to be Darkness Sanctuary. First map SuperNova, second Solar, third SuperNova. That was SuperNova's map pick, and I can see why. But it's a little worrying for SuperNova now, what he's going to do. So we're going to be loading on into this, potentially the last map. We'll see if SuperNova can fight back. Difference between the prizes, like it's a $90 difference coming in first or second. So these guys are playing for $90 right now. Just for a tournament to play online, it's got to be nice for them. Oh, I didn't know SuperNova was streaming this. So we're going to be getting on into this relatively soon here. Players are loaded on in. Potentially the last match. Alrighty, both players are ready, so here we go. Solar versus SuperNova, potentially the last match. The map is Darkness Sanctuary, and we can see why this is one of the last maps here. But Solar should be happy on this map. It's a it could be a long one for our last one, though. as spawning up in the top left-hand side of the map, the Mech Terran. It is Root SuperNova and his opponent spawning down in the bottom right-hand side of the map. He's been playing consistent. It is Splice Solar. Solar, a very good Zerg player. And we're clearly seeing that with him just sort of tossing SuperNova around a little bit. I almost, for what could have been the last game, I almost didn't change the overlay. Okay, let's see the build here. Solar, standard stuff out of him. Standard stuff out of... Or, hold on, not standard stuff. SuperNova's going for a CC first. The Madman, I like it. Darkness Sanctuary, it's going to be a long time before Solar identifies this. And so things are going nicely for him. I like this build choice from SuperNova. For normal Terrans, like if you're going to play Bio, following something like this, I'd say don't go CC first on Darkness Sanctuary. It's just not worth it. It's not worth the risk. What are you going to do? Rush into the late game versus Zerg on cross map? Usually you'd say no. SuperNova, he might want to do that. So right now he's moving out with an SCV Scout. Coming on in here, gonna see Solar is not there. Sees the Overlord though, so he knows he's in the bottom right. Gonna check out for danger. Orbital command on the way. Soon he'll have a second orbital command on the way already, so a nice economic spot for SuperNova. Whereas Solar, completely respecting this, playing it normal. SCV possibly gonna see that drone. I don't think it did though. Third base going to be on the way for Solar, but SuperNova going to have double orbital finishing up relatively soon. SCV is going to turn around. Will it scout that third base again? Doesn't look like it. Now SuperNova could be in the dark himself for a little bit as he's not scouting out the third base. He doesn't have a Reaper on the way. He's going to have Hellions eventually. Nicely for SuperNova though. Double Mule already on the way. So he's going to have a nice economic boom. We'll see if he goes for something crazy like a third CC, because he's banking up minerals already. He's on 2 gases, though. But there's the third CC. SuperNova, if you're going to come back in this game, might as well be with greed. I can really respect SuperNova going for this. It's Darkness Sanctuary. Why not? Zergling speed on the way. SuperNova going to have Hellions on the way relatively soon, though. Marine shut down that Zergling Scout. I'm not and he didn't actually even see the CC. I mean, I think Solar can infer that's there, but... Third CC on the way. SuperNova dropping all those mules that he can. Gonna be having a booming economy already. Hellions on the way. What will it be? Is it gonna be a Raven? Nope. Maybe not too sure there. Viking going to be coming out. Going to be very nice for shutting down all the Overlords that are out on this map. Solar scouting out for a potential hidden base. Hellion's moving across the map now. Solar's got his creep spread. It's already gone. It'll take a long time for him to cover this map. SuperNova sees the third base. Is he going to get in here with these Hellions? They may be able to kill off a drone or two. Solar actually saves them both. That is a good player right there. Saving both the drones just... That's why you can't attack with 2 Hellions. You need 2 Hellions and a Reaper or something like that. Because when you're playing versus a god like Solar, you don't get the damage done you wanted. Solar comes in, he sees the third CC. And this makes me worry for SuperNova a little bit, because Solar could throw down a Nidus. Yeah, there's Roaches already on the way. There's no Nidus just yet. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Nidus. It's a little too far for Queens and Roaches to walk across the map, I think, without speed, but Solar's making them. He's making nothing else. And the Queens are already starting the march. Supernova's going for it. Ladies, or Solar's going for it. Maybe. The queens are... I wouldn't be surprised if Solar goes for this. It'll take the queens a while. He's got Pneumatized Carapace. Does he have an Evo, though? He doesn't have an Evolution Chamber, so he can't ferry the queens just yet. SuperNova needs to start Cyclones right now. He needs to clue into this. Okay, Cyclones are on the way. That's a big deal with holding a rush like this. There's that Overlord, so Solar is going to be picking up these queens and marching across with these roaches. The attack on a map like this, it will take longer. But SuperNova needs to be prepared for this attack. He's got some Cyclones on the way. He's got the bunker up at the front. But he abandoned the Watchtower, so he's not aware that this is coming. Is he going to intercept? Solar's probably going to adjust his Overlord, right? So he won't see this. SuperNova, he's not aware this attack is coming. He's going for Banshee speed. He's too all in. You just have to think that Solar is the kind of player who would do something like this. You can't just play blind versus him. He scouted your third CC. And this is a little concerning for SuperNova, as it certainly could be the end of him here. It could be the end of this best of 7. The Banshees see this. So the Banshees can sort of harass units coming across the map. Picking off a Ravager, that's a nice start. Zerglings are going to get picked off too. SuperNova, he's pulling the units back into his natural base. That's very important here. Now, the Hellions are there too. Siege tanks are started. Another Banshee on the way. SuperNova can hold this. It's possible. Hellbats are on the way. That's a big deal. SCVs are already pulled. They're clumping up. SuperNova needs to kite back a little bit, though. He doesn't want to get sort of caught up here on these units. SCVs were already pulled back. The Banshees are coming in. The Queens haven't quite arrived yet. Siege tanks are here. Is he going to bother sieging them? The Hellbats ate up a lot of the Ling reinforcements. More Cyclones are popping out. SuperNova has taken a lot of SCV losses, but he's on 3 CCs. Solar is arguably all in. He's eating Corrosive Bowels, though. Those were massive Corrosive Bowels there for Solar, and that could have honestly just been what broke the camel's back there. As SuperNova, those Corrosive Bowels hitting those Cyclones honestly did so much damage there. He could have had another Cyclone still alive during all this. He's doesn't really have the production. There's one Queen left. There's a Banshee, though. There's a Siege Tank. There's a Viking. SuperNova may be able to hold on still. A Corrosive Bowel going down. The Banshee will be able to deal with the Queen. I think SuperNova held on. Lings are coming in, though. SuperNova's going to need to land his CCs, start calling in all those mules. We got a Siege Tank or two popping out. The Banshee's dealing tremendous damage here. A second Banshee actually pops out, which is a big deal, as there's really going to be no more Queens here, I don't believe. Spire's a great follow-up for Solar, though, and it is on the way. SuperNova does have 1-1 as well. Solar skipped all his upgrades entirely this game. He's half the workers of his opponent, though. SuperNova, just finish this wall, please. And then just drop mules at your natural. That's honestly the best thing to do, I think. SuperNova taking a lot of damage, though. I think these Lings may just be getting too much value here. Solar's droning up behind this as well. The Viking is going to need to land to buy some time here, I think. The Banshees are doing their best. They've got Hyperflight Rotors, but the lack of this wall, if SuperNova builds like an eBay here or something, no more Lings are getting in. But he needs to drop a lot of mules and things. And Solar... it's tough. SuperNova, will he think to start a Thor? Do you start a Thor, SuperNova? That's the big question. And I don't think he's going to. And I think that will be the checkmate. No Thor started. He's committing to this Banshee play, not thinking about what his opponent may be going for, which is a little concerning. The Banshees are coming in. There's no eBay on the way, and these mutas are just going to end the game here. There's Spores up for Solar. SuperNova, I think, once he sees the mutas, he'll GG instantly. And that's going to be it for Afreeca World. Number 17. We've been going at it a while, and it's been good to be back. We should be on a semi-regular schedule following this, which is fun. The mutas come in. GG gets called. Solar takes the 4-0 versus SuperNova. GG. So, that was a pretty clean sweep of a finals. We had some close matches, though. SuperNova showing us that he does have the stuff, and he made it to the finals, which is beating Probe. Nicely done. But very well played by Solar. He retains his crown, and that means we'll certainly be seeing him in the next Invitational. I believe that's just his second win in this tournament, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is just his second win. He dethroned Keen in the last Invitational. But yeah, very well played by SuperNova. Incredibly well played by Solar. That is without being said, though, because he won the tournament. And yeah, so thanks to everyone for watching. And make sure to follow me on Twitter, at LaughNgamez. You can follow my YouTube, LaughNgamez. You see in a trend here, pretty much everything is LaughNgamez. And make sure to leave a 1-up for the stream. 1-up. Leave a favorite as well. But thanks to everyone for watching. I shall see you guys next time.